Got more from Digidex 90, this time category Cavalcade. I almost called it Conclave, but I knew that was wrong. Dragon Rulers. Category Cavalcade seems to be like explaining archetype and stuff like that. Sort of like a archetype archive or, you know.
Hello everyone,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Digidex 90 here, and welcome to a new series of mine known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Category Cavalcade. Why is it called Category Cavalcade? Well, that's because the archetype was already taken.
Yoink!
Category is the unofficial Japanese keyword for archetype.
Hey, that's a pretty cool name to go by
then.
then.
This is a series where I pick an archetype and talk about what it is.
Blue eyes, scrap blue eyes, dark blue eyes.
After looking through those, I'll tell you why I either love this archetype, hate the archetype, or somewhere in between. And probably the cards are a good support for the archetype. But because this is a show about categories and not strictly archetypes, there may be a chance I'll branch out the broader card types in the future, like fusion monsters and stuff like that.
Interesting.
And yes, there might be a chance in the future that I might go through fan-made archetypes. But that really depends. Anyways, let's get started with my most favorite archetype I've ever played.
You know, fan-made archetypes covering stuff. I mean, freaking Jada or freaking.
The
whatever.
Dragon Rulers is an archetype of dragon monsters that are in two groups. The first group that are level 7 dragon monsters that their attack and defense have a sum of 4,600.
It's all gone now.
And the second group are 4 dragons that act like the baby versions of them. They were first released on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pack known as Lord of the Tanking Galaxy and Promotion Pack 3.
Yep.
The playing style for this archetype is mostly trying to swarm your field with the adult dragon rulers and using them for either an all-out attack or using them for a synchro, Xyz, or a link summon.
You're not using them for a link summoning in modern day because 3 out of 4 of them are banned.
If you have one of the adult rulers in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 2 of the corresponding attribute monsters or dragon monsters, and if you did so, you can special summon that dragon ruler. You can discard the adult ruler and 1 monster of its corresponding attribute to activate an effect from the hand. If one of the adult rulers gets banished, you can add 1 dragon monster of its corresponding attribute from your deck to your hand. You can only use 1 effect of these rulers once per turn and only once that turn.
They did, to be fair, the
Meaning
dragon rulers are strictly limited, restrictive on their effects, which just shows how ridiculous it is that they were still be used to high heaven.
Like for example, I were to banish 2 dragon type monsters from the graveyard or hand and special summon that dragon ruler. I can't use that effect again from the same dragon ruler until it is my next turn. For the baby dragon rulers, they only have 1 common effect. You can discard the baby ruler and 1 of the corresponding attribute monsters or dragon monster to special summon its adult counterpart from the deck. But that adult ruler cannot attack the turn this.
You're probably not going to use it for the attack anyway, so it's
fair. For
the
adult rulers, we have Blaster, Dragon Ruler Infernos,
who's probably
Tidal,
most
Dragon
likely to
Ruler
come back, but I
Waterfalls,
don't think that means he's going to come back
Dragon
for sure.
Ruler Storms, and Redox, Dragon Ruler Boulders.
The funny thing is about the Dragon Rulers is,
Burner, Dragon Ruler
out of all of them,
Stream, Dragon Ruler Droplets, Lightning,
the reason that most of them are still banned is because of their other effects, not the spamming effect. The first effect is the one that's the problem. A Monster Reborn in Foolish Burial is still pretty powerful for an archetype, even to this day.
Why do I love the Dragon Rulers? Well, the main reason why I love the Dragon Rulers is they are not only powerful, which is one of the reasons why they got banned a few years after their release, but I do like that they are great support for a pure dragon deck, and they actually fit my usual strategy. Another thing I love about the Dragon Rulers is that they're mill-proof. What do I mean? Well, say you're going up against some bonehead with a deck that likes to send cards from your deck to the graveyard.
In 2022.
Why is everyone looking at me?
Well,
you could just see Zarbucks come flying in to drop kick this fool.
Which in turn could also trigger some of their banishing effects, which makes your opponent look really stupid in the process.
Are you calling me stupid?
Yes.
I'll have you know I graduated top of my class at... Shut up.
The only weakness I can see with the archetype is with how you banish to some of the other rulers. Later on in the game, you might not get enough materials to summon your remaining dragon rulers, times.
Heck, early in the
Unless
game it
if
might
you
be
have
hard to
cards
dump
that can
cards.
recover your banish cards. Also, unless if you have negators on the field, be careful of attacking, because your opponent could have something to shut down your strategy. But I think one of the greatest things about Dragon Rulers is their emphasis on strategy. If you build the deck right, and played it right, so many effects can happen, which can either help you get more monsters to fight with immediately, or some decent materials for certain fusion monsters. Sure, you can just banish a couple
Five-headed
monsters
dragon using
and
4
summon them
dragon
and do
rulers is
nothing
dummy
else.
fun.
But then you end up completely borking yourself out of monsters and materials quickly. Banishing 2 monsters from the graveyard in our hand to summon these guys is that
Well, now we know we're
weakness that I can get
constantly
used to when
spamming on wild card.
After all,
He's the one
if
dueling
you
on the
love
other side
something,
with Gozen
that means
Match.
you're also used to its flaws.
Whatever that
Anyway,
trap is.
one more thing I have to say about the Dragon Rulers is that each of the 4 adult Dragon Rulers can be great support to another archetype.
Yep.
Like, for example, Blaster and his baby
When the
counterpart
archetype
can be
was
great
limited,
support for fire
like as all of them went to
attribute
1,
archetypes, such
they
as
immediately went
Mechanics,
into other
Battling
decks.
Boxers, Salmon Greats, and Fire Keys.
Like Blaster went to Fire Kings, Mermail's got Title, etc., etc. I think now like Dragoon these use
If you're planning
Tempest.
to make a deck out of this archetype,
I don't know where
which
Redox
I
went,
myself
though.
has done multiple times, here are some
Probably
cards I
Machina or
recommend
something.
using.
I don't know many Earth
Sacred Sword is 7 stars. Dimension Fusion. Storm
Dimension
Dragon's
Fusion's
Return.
banned for
Mecha
then
Phantom
we
Beast
remember there's no
Dragossack.
ban unless I assume.
Number 11 Big Eye. Dark Arm the Dragon Annihilation.
Oof.
Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon.
Red Eyes Tax
Super
Dragon.
Rejuvenation.
God damn it.
Dragon Carnation. Dragon's Rebirth.
Dragon Carnation's
Number
okay.
74
I don't think he's
Master of
great.
Blades. Number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Metal Dragon. Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis.
I think at a level
That
8 and
grass
rank
looks
8
green.
and a rank 7.
Hydra Dragon Archfiend. Star
Well, yeah,
Eater.
you are playing level
Triton
8 with
Dragon.
Synchros.
Light and Darkness Dragon,
And that.
Delta Flyer, Influence Dragon, and of course, Return from a Different Dimension. Now,
Return
if
from a
you
Different
want to
Dimension
use
is
Dragon
banned
Rulers
because
in
of
a
Dragon
different dragon
Rulers.
archetype,
That's my
the
headcanon
only
anyway, don't prove
recommendation
me.
I can think the top of my head are the Dragon Mains. Trust me, it's a really good combo.
Whoever thought that the
Anyways, that's
Dragon
about
Gods
it for this
of
first episode
Destruction
of
would work
Category
best with
Cavalcade. What do you guys think of
maids.
this first episode? Let me know in the comments below.
waifus.
And the next episode for the series will be on the Thunder Dragons.
No, it won't, 'cause
So
there's no
until
next
such
episode of
time
Mines.
as we meet again.
Then again, did you
this
just
is
say, I
Digidex
changed my
90
mind.
Signing off.
Oh. I'm reviewing custom Thunder Dragons. That's possible. Wallpaper. What an interesting choice of names. That was kind of cool. Check out how the, Dragon Rulers are and stuff like that. Dragon Rulers are a mixed bag when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, on the one hand, I can totally see them coming back. Maybe like just all to 1, just to test it, because Tempest came back to 1 and did little to nothing. But then again, Tempest was also, in terms of first effect wise, the weakest of the Dragon Rulers. Actually, I think it's also the weakest of the Dragon Rulers, period, because while Redox does have the weakest attack stat, it has the highest defense stat to make up for it. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I remember when it came out, I was like, oh shit, they'll have a Dragon Ruler. No, they're all going to come out next, and then they never did. Then again, we don't know what the January ban list is. I say this before the ban list comes out then again, so as far as I know, it's going to come out the day of recording, which is entirely my luck. So, yeah. The problem with the Dragon Rulers is the fact of their first effect, about Redox being the monster reborn, Title's the foolish burial, and Archetypes Resurrection cards are pretty powerful. I mean, Inferno Launcher is limited for a reason with Archfiend, but not to mention, Tempest has got the field. Title has the Foolish Burial, and everyone in this game knows how deck thinning works. That's a pretty decent effect. It'd be really helpful with Mermails and Atlanteans. And Redox has the Revival. I already said Redox. For Blaster has the Discard and Pop effect, which is kind of the weakest of the 3 left in that Spanish, but I think it's because it's any card in your opponent's field, I think. I haven't checked Blaster in a while. Kind of because it's banned, but I can't wait for this to come out and Blaster gets taken off the ban list. Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. I don't know. I don't know anything. What do I be talking about? I just love the fact that when the Dragon Rulers came out, all of them were Like, they were limited and their baby dragon rulers were banned. Like, what the heck did the babies do? Like, I know why, but why? But I guess they had a power creep in some ways, but then they just decided, what are you doing, you idiots? Just ban the dragon rulers and give the babies back so they can do nothing. And they did. It was smart. Sometimes you just got, it's infuriating, but sometimes you just gotta point and laugh at the same time. Laugh at the insanity. It's the only thing to give you any insanity left. But anyway, yeah. If there's any more category Cavalcade coming in the future, I'll be sure to check it out. The next time, see ya.